What's up, guys? Back with another video. As you can see, this one is a doozy. Yeah, it is absolutely awesome. This guy is an absolute legend. Sergeant Major Robert Orell Dean. I believe Orell is how you say his middle name. And it was funny, I initially couldn't find this on YouTube. Recently because, it wasn't coming up with when I searched Robert Dean or when I searched top secret clearance. Like nothing was coming up. So it took me a little bit of digging, but I found the original video. So I really want you guys to see this because this is absolutely crazy. Well, not crazy, but it's like mind blowing what this guy has to say. And you can tell by the way he's saying it, he's being legit. This dude is awesome. Hit the thumbs up button, the like button. Comment down below if you think he's being legit. And also hit the subscribe button for more future recommendation or more future notifications of my channel's content. And yeah, enjoy the video.
Credentials a mile long. He served 4 years from 1963 to 1967 at Supreme Headquarters Allied Powers, Europe, the military arm of NATO. He was an intelligence analyst with a cosmic top-secret clearance.
Well, Don, it began for me in 1963 when I was assigned to the Supreme Headquarters Allied Powers in Europe. I arrived in the summer of '63 and I was assigned to the Operations Division. I was further assigned to what we call SHOC, the War Room, the Supreme Headquarters Operations Center. And at that time I was given a cosmic top secret clearance, which was and still is the highest level of security access that NATO has. When I was assigned to the War Room, I learned that a study had been initiated in 1961, and everybody was talking about it. They were gossiping about it. And the subject was UFOs, and that intrigued me a bit. When that study was concluded in 1964 and it was published, and I was still working in the War Room at that time, I had access to this document. I had a chance to read it. And having been exposed to it, I must tell you honestly that my life has never ever quite been the same. Because I read first-hand reports, verifiable NATO military material that indicated that the UFOs were not only real, but they represented something far beyond anything I had ever imagined before. When the study was concluded in '64, they concluded that there were 4 different groups apparently coming and visiting us. Out of those 4 different groups, one group looked exactly like we do, so much so that they could sit beside you in a restaurant or in an airplane or in a theater, and you'd never know. And that particular point bothered the military guys a lot. The point being that some of these people from somewhere could be walking up and down the corridors of SHAPE headquarters, or they could be walking up and down the corridors of the Pentagon. One day at lunch, a lieutenant colonel made the remark, he says, "Jesus, do you realize they could even be in the White House?"
That's pretty massive right there.
And there was a little forced laughter at that point, I remember, because a lot of us over the years have had some misgivings about the occupants of the White House. But the point I'm making is that the idea that aliens could be here in our midst bothered the military, because if you're not paranoid when you go into the service, you're certainly trained very quickly to be so. It's the nature of the military mind, I think, to be paranoid. But that was only part of the story. The SHAPE conclusions in '64 were that there were 4 groups that we knew of.
4 groups that they knew of back in '64. That's... through my research, I've been able to pretty much figure out which 4 groups he's referring to there, but I'll let the video continue.
They were apparently interplanetary. Some very likely were interstellar. They even concluded that some of them could be intergalactic. When I retired in 1976,
just pause right there. By some of them, he means most of them. I mean, intergalactic would actually mean other galaxies, so, yeah, I mean, there's probably even more than the 4 that he's referring to. He's only saying 4 main groups. There's probably a whole bunch of little groups of extra ones that are visiting us and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, all from different areas of the universe, whether they be within our galaxy or like in a different galaxy. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty notable stuff. I mean, obviously a lot of people have never heard of this guy, mainly because of the suppression and stuff that the government's has been trying to do. I mean, it's gotten a little bit better these days. I mean, it's still, people defaming people and stuff that talk about UFOs, which it's to be expected. I mean, I'm probably going to get a lot of rage on my channel from certain groups of people, but yeah, like this stuff just has to be out there. I mean, what better way to do it than make a YouTube video about it? So that's exactly what not just a YouTube video, but in my case, I'm making a YouTube series about it. I mean, I've got so much more coming, but yeah, let's continue.
many of our military people knew at that point that we were not simply dealing with visitations from people from other planets or star systems. They had concluded by '76 that some of these visitors very well might be multidimensional in their source. The evidence that we had collected and the evidence that they had repeatedly demonstrated to us, and that's no accident. It became very clear after a time that there was a program or a process of some kind underway, that they had demonstrated over and over and over again that they apparently were able to manipulate matter and time. Now this really shook up our scientists. There are a lot of new young scientists in particle physics today who talk about multiple dimensions. There's a brilliant young professor in New York by the name of Michio Kaku, who has written a brilliant book called...
I've seen a bunch of Michio Kaku stuff, and yeah, he's definitely a credible scientist.
Hyperspace, where they talk about 10 separate dimensions.
I'm not laughing, that's not really a joke, it's just more laughing that, I mean, like, legit, he is actually a very credible scientist, Michio Kaku. Shout out to him, by the way, if he somehow comes across this video.
I'm not enough of a physicist to try to explain to you what a dimension is, but the idea that there could be intelligences from somewhere else, from other dimensions, coming and going into our reality. It's been quite a shake-up in traditional science. I guess I speak out openly and bluntly about this because I feel so strongly about it. I violate my security oath every time I speak about it. I do it intentionally.
That's a big thing there, like violating his security oath. Every time he speaks, like right now, he's violating his security oath, which, I mean, the government could choose to arrest him at any time, but he's doing it anyway, because, he's telling the truth.
Intentionally, and I do it on purpose, because I feel so strongly that the American people not only have a right to know the truth, but they have a need to know the truth. The truth, Don, apparently is simply this, that we're not alone, we've never been alone. We are apparently part of an infinite universe filled with intelligent life. I find that exciting. It doesn't frighten me. The SHAPE study concluded in '64 that if they, whoever they were malevolent or hostile, that they could have taken this planet and cleaned it up and eliminated us, turned us into dog food or whatever, a long, long time ago. that the historical evidence indicates that they'd been with us a long time, and I've concluded that we had what I like to call an intimate interrelationship with at least one of those groups, the group that looks exactly like we do. And that point is, I don't like the word alien. I don't think the term alien is appropriate at all here. I like to refer to them as family. We're related to them. I think they had a hand in our being here. And I think the time has come where we're about to meet our extended family. It's going to be very soon, and the people are not ready. And one of the reasons I do speak out so bluntly and so openly is if in some small way I can help people get prepared for this. Because I believe that this reality, once we have accepted it and understood it and gone beyond the fear, will bring about an expansion of consciousness in the human race that will truly help us and prepare us to go out there and take our rightful place in that infinite community of life.
Well, there you go. Pretty explosive words from Robert Dean. Yeah, I hope you guys like the video, and there's a lot more coming. As my previous video suggested, said, I will be releasing new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, or at least trying to. Some days it might, vary depending on, if if my internet goes down or something. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I mean, you obviously have to subscribe to be notified of when my new videos come up. I've got a lot more stuff coming, as I've said. It's some pretty big stuff coming. So yeah, thanks for watching.